Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Raids, week 21, day 2. So today we're going to be of course continuing a little bit in raids and then heading over to doing all of the faction event and everything that has to do with that. But before I do, I just want to go over something that came out yesterday, or that was kind of explained yesterday. I was going to go over this earlier, however, I've been pretty busy today between the operation and everything, so I wasn't able to get around to it. However, I do briefly want to cover it right now, and I will probably be pre-recording a video going over top 10 weapons, both for money and for the Soul Forge, because yes, some of them apparently are still going to cost money, and I wanted to go over that real quick. I don't personally agree with their decision, but that seems to be the way that they're kind of going about it. Most of these weapons are pretty useless, with a few exceptions. But, where's the thingy for it? 1 second. But I just want to go over these, make sure it's the right one. Yep. But, yeah, basically what's happening now is there's essentially going to be 3 categories of weapons. Ones that you can obtain automatically just from getting hero mastery or leveling up heroes or stuff like that. So the ones that are essentially free, you just have to do a certain objective and then boom, you get it for free. The other ones are resource-based ones that you'll be able to get in Soul Forge. These are a good majority of the better weapons. This is going to be like Earth's Fury, Trickster Shots, most of the ones that you would kind of consider to be meta, or the ones that are going to be available for free, basically to craft. All the old raid weapons, all the old invasion weapons, stuff like that. However, there is one other category of weapons. These are basically the ancient weapons that exist in this game. Ones that existed like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, stuff like that. Some about 2 years ago or so. However, these are like the really old weapons. Most of these are extremely outdated and useless. However, each one of these do still cost $5. These were the ones that were already in the shop for $5. However, they're going to be staying that way. Most of these, as you'd probably just see, are pretty underwhelming. There are a few okay ones. I will be covering a video, like I mentioned, on the top 10 best one of these in order of it, as well as the top 10 best ones that you can get from for free through the Soul Forge through this new method. However, the ones that are basically permanently going to be like this in the $5 category, though they might do something else to change in the future. As it currently stands, it is permanently. But the main ones that are relevant from these, just out of a quick glance, so there is probably more than this. It's Crescendo, Sun and Moon, especially if you don't currently own Dawnbringer. Yasmin Chalice, Staff of Madness, which I believe is actually the #1 most relevant one out of all this. It's all the other red-purple weapons, for whatever reason, have like a half mana reduction, or half magic reduction. For example, they only do AoE based on half their magic. However, Staff of Madness does it on the full amount of magic. It's the only red-purple weapon, I believe, that currently does that, which is really weird, but it does, so it's probably one of the most relevant ones. Let's see, what other ones were there? Merchant's Blade, however, they did mention down here that it'll be available through an event, so that's kind of weird, because they said all these would not be available for that, yet this one specifically says it will be. So I'm not sure if some of these will be available in the future. Apparently Merchant's Blade is, so maybe don't spend $5 on that. That's one of the slightly relevant ones. Bull Roar, which does HP to all allies. Someone said earlier Festival Staff was good. I don't recall Festival Staff being relevant. And that was most of them. There might be a few others like here or there. But yeah, it's only like 5 or so weapons out of all these for the most part. But still, yeah, all these will be $5. And I'm not sure if many of them, if any of them, other than like Merchant's Blade, are going to be coming into the game through any other method. These weapons are pretty irrelevant. However, if you do want it for full completionists, we still don't know if they're going to add some kind of bundle where you can just get all of them in the future. But yeah, it's currently money only, apparently. Yeah, other than, like, maybe those 5 that I mentioned, those are about the only relevant ones. The rest of them are pretty much irrelevant. So that's that. However, most of the better ones will be, of course, craftable. Earth's Fury, Trickster Shots, stuff like that. But not sure if they're eventually going to make a fix for those $5 weapons. But as it currently stands, they are still going to be charging $5 for it, and they still won't be in Soul Forge, which is unfortunate, but that's the way they're currently going at the moment with it. Anyways, let's go head over to raids, and I will be covering a video on that. It'll probably be pre-recorded and have it up with the top 10 best ones for crafting for free, or, you know, with the resources that you have. And obviously some of you already know what those are going to be. It's Earth's Fury, Yasmin's Pride, Trickster Shot, stuff like that. Most of you probably know because you probably see me using them a lot. Rope Dart. What do we go for here? But all those I just mentioned, you still be able to craft and stuff. Anything that's meta relevant, you pretty much will be able to. Like, I can't even remember the last time I've used Staff of Madness, even though it's probably the best one of the money-related ones that they have. What do we take here? Grab a hit onto his last slot there. Also, I didn't even say hello to everyone yet. I hope all of you have been having a good day so far. Hello, Captain. Hello, William. Hello, Corin. Let's see. Bad performance on Gems of War servers tonight? I haven't noticed quite yet. Seems about normal to me. Though it is a Tuesday, so who knows? Oh no, it's Tuesday. That means our stream's gonna die in like 2 minutes. That'd be actually really funny if it does exactly on cue. Like at the 7-minute mark or something. Hello, Lemmy. Hello, Clarence. Hello, Steve. Hello, Ivan. Hello, Gustavo. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, William. Hello, Medieval. Hello, Edge Ninja. Hello, Alan. And hello, Chad. Welcome, everyone. Oh, yeah, also, I did get that operation today. I forget if I mentioned that yet. But it went decently. It's actually a lot cheaper than I was expecting it to. It's actually really funny because everything, the cumulative cost between having to constantly go there and like the multiple trips and the getting the stitches removed soon or in like 2 weeks and just everything from it was actually cheaper than when I had to go and get a bunch of medication for fixing it when it got like inflammation and everything. So yeah, glad I finally got that done because it was literally cheaper to remove it than if it was to flare up again. So yeah, that was nice. I still need to go back once more in 2 weeks. It's gonna hurt like a little bit now. I'm not taking any kind of pain things for it personally. I try to stay away from those, but yeah, it has been hurting just a little bit because it's like really sore and sensitive since they literally cut into it and everything. And it's right on the breast too, which is even more sensitive. And now whenever I move my right arm, it feels weird. Luckily, it has no real impact on doing this game, since I can kind of keep my arm still, since, you know, mouse doesn't really take much arm movement. It's mostly just wrist movement. But everything else is kind of hurts when I move it around, at least until it dies down after a couple days. Let's see. I'll take that one over. I'll grab a take a red for now. I hate this thing shuffle so much. This might quite literally be... someone was joking about it earlier, though maybe they're actually pretty serious. But yeah, this might be the worst raid troop we have ever had. It has no anything on top of its ability other than jumble all enemies. And jumble all enemies could theoretically be considered a bad thing in many contexts. So yeah, it's really bad. Like, it's almost worse than if it did nothing. I believe it is worse than if it did literally nothing. If its ability was just do its damage and do nothing, it would be better than what it is right now. Oh, why did I do that? That was pointless. Do I have a skull drop? Oh, we'll throw a Mang. On top of the useless damage that we just did. I'll take that over. How do we still not have skull? We'll try for Sky Skull, didn't get it. Throw it out at him, I guess. Hook him one more time. And I was taking him out with that skull. Hello, Oliver. What console? What do you mean by what console? I currently play on the PC version of the game. I also play on Nintendo Switch, but I haven't been streaming it as much. But I mainly play on the main version of the game, which is the PC mobile version. Specifically on the PC side, though they're both the same. Just different platforms. You lost your Dells because of lag? Ouch. Yeah, that does happen. It's something I mentioned to them as well when Dells first came out. However, they didn't make any fix for it. Probably because they thought people would exploit it in order to, like if they were losing the battle, they would like force exit. Because I know PvP used to have a thing like that. And that's, I believe, the only reason why. However, I did bring it to their attention, and unfortunately, nothing happened about it. But I believe they mainly did that just to make sure people wouldn't just force exit in order to do it whenever they're losing. Because when that feature was in PvP, to allow for that, everyone abused it to just never lose in PvP. Do we try for Sky Skull? Nope. Not a good idea. Okay, we'll just go through another Mang. That'll be way more than enough. Right at him. Do we have a skull there? Not quite. Let's take that for now. Take a little bit more mana afterwards. What else? What else? Mobile is the best. But PC mobile are cross-platform, so if you're playing on one, you can play on either. You'll get progress on your account. I do personally find it the most fun to play on Nintendo Switch. I just wish I had mouse support. That's the biggest thing holding it back. I don't believe any console has mouse support. Which is one nice thing about PC, because it has mouse, keyboard, and controller support. And you can use them all simultaneously as well, without it conflicting with any inputs. What's nice with Switch in particular is you, assuming don't have it docked, you can do it in handheld. I mean, you can do it with touchscreen plus controller, which allows you to quickly move things off the board, while also quick hotkeying abilities with your fingers. The buttons, of course. What am I doing trying to move everything off the board? I need to get Mang first. You can play anywhere with Nintendo Switch as well. Though, of course, phone would normally have better service in that regard, since you'd be dependent on Wi-Fi if you did it on Switch. What do you go for here? So he has double barrier. I guess we stun him. Let's get those barriers away. Do that. This would actually be good for once if it moved him to first slot, and it did. For once, that shuffle was actually beneficial. So maybe he's not useless. He got one good move out of like every 10. Because that was actually beneficial that he moved to first in that situation. Otherwise, we would not have been able to kill him there. Speaking of not being able to kill, where on earth is our kill condition? I can't get the skulls. This team can sometimes go very slow. What do we take for our apothecary here? Anything good? I guess we could try purple. Did we get it? No. Nothing even worth cascading. But I can try baiting him out, I guess. Nah, he went for it. Oh, he still gives a skull out of it, though. Oh, sorry, Ray. What was your 2 posts? Can you make a little request to you? Are you able to do today's Guild War today, rather than the end of week? Oh, yeah, sure. I can go do it real quick. I have everything plugged in for it. Oh, also, I have an announcement to make on my other account, too. Well, not really an announcement, but, something really amazing that happened earlier on it. I have the screenshot of it. Let me go show the screenshot. 1 second. Let me go start up Switch. But yeah, let me go do the Guild Wars right now before I forget. Also, I don't think I set as tough of a day of a team this day, unfortunately. I should have probably set a little bit tougher. I was trying to think of teams, and I think today's was a little bit weaker, even though this was the strongest day we needed. If the Switch will turn on, do I not have everything plugged in? I have everything plugged in. Oh, no I don't. Why is this controller not plugged in? 1 second. Ugh. Oh, it's gonna be annoying with how my arm is right now. Okay, now it should work. Any second now. Any second now. There we go. Okay, let me go mute this one and go move the other one up. Okay, mute that. Oops, don't put it on sleep mode. No! I wasn't paying attention. I accidentally clicked the thing twice and I just turned it on, then turned it off. Good job. 1 second. Also, let me bring it up on screen. That would also help. That might just help. Let's see, where's my screenshot section? Let's see. Yep, there it is. It's such a wonderful screenshot. Let's see. Where'd it go? Where's my TV screen? Is that my TV screen? It says TV screen. Is it currently picking up on TV screen is the question. Yes, it is. Is it picking up in the right dimensions? That's another question on it. Wait, why'd it go black? There we go. Now we got it back. Stop. What are you doing? There we go. Okay, now it should be working. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. But anyways, we got within 50 gem keys earlier. I was just trying to find like I was trying to find Queen Titania or Bloodhammer. I still own neither. However, within 50 gem keys, I randomly found a Wild Queen. However, unfortunately, it's pre-buff Wild Queen. And Fairish Ra, a second Fairish Ra, as you can see by the fact that it doesn't say new. It was the first one that we got off a drop. However, of course, we spent our first 4,000 diamonds to craft a Fairish Ra. So now my Nintendo Switch account has the best soul farming team in the game, which is like 40, 50,000 souls. I think it's actually closer to 50,000, if not even higher, if you focus on it. But, yeah, I have literally all of it. Dragon Soul, double Fairish Ra into Umberwolf fully traded. And obviously the Fairish Ra is fully traded. Dragon Soul can be untraded, which I believe he currently still is. But, yeah, we got a second Fairish Ra. And 2 mythics within 50 gem keys. So that was insane. But anyways, that's not what I want to do now. What I want to go do is Yellow Guild War. Let's go do that real quick, and then we'll go back to our normal shenanigans on our main account. Hey, the streamer RNG. I wasn't even streaming at the time, though. Yeah, let's go see what we can get off of this. Might as well open whatever other keys we have too, other than event keys. I did try to get the Mythic just for fun. I didn't get it though. I was gonna set it for like Blue Guild War Day or something. But unfortunately we didn't. We did get the new Nimue troop though. That just came out today. Or yesterday, I mean. Okay, so I got a few keys. Let me go see what we have. Anything relevant in all of this? Probably not, but let's go try it. What do we have? Nope. Oh, apparently we had a task for it though, so there we go. 5 free gems. Nothing good, and obviously gold keys have nothing in them, but let's go get some. Okay, next order of business. Just for fun, let's open 1,000. And next order of business is Guild Wars. Okay, one more 1,000. Come on, give us something good, at least a legend. Seriously, I'm gonna keep doing this until you give me a legend. There we go. Unfortunately, it's a repeat, but one step closer to Mythic Divine Ishbala. I don't even think I have her traded yet. Just because I don't have too many good divines yet. But here's our full Mythic count, oddly enough. I think we're almost at 10. Well, if you count repeats, I believe we are at 10. Base rarity, let me see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 9 mythics, or 8 unique ones. However, owning multiple copies of Fairish Ra is actually beneficial. Fairish Ra, multiple copies is actually beneficial all the way up to 4 times. However, the biggest benefit is up to 2 times. So if we got anything from here forth, it wouldn't be as good of a return on it. However, it is one of the few mythics that you could theoretically have 4 of, and it's still useful to, you know, keep getting that many. It's actually, I believe, the only mythic in the game where getting up to 4 is not a bad thing. But you normally only need up to 2, obviously, because most teams aren't going to bother running 3 or 4, even though you theoretically can. But anyways, yeah, that's what we currently have. Fairish Ra is obviously amazing. Weaver's decent. Soon I'm using as an alternative Queen Titania because I still somehow do not have Queen Titania. And Worldbreaker's decent. Wild Queen will also be decent if it had the buff. However, it still has the 16 gem spawn rather than the 22, which makes a really huge difference. But if it ever gets that buff, it will be quite a bit more relevant. I believe I still use it on one of my defends just because I don't have as many other options. Let's see, how's Guild War doing, and how's my defend doing? 0-4, apparently not good enough. Yeah, we're like tied right up. Let me see, how's the score system right now? Oh, we're easily going to beat them. We have 16 less battles and we're already ahead. But I'll still go do my battles just to make sure we win today. What even is my yellow team these days? I need to go revamp it, whatever it is. Oh, also there's the soul farming team. But yeah, for any of you that don't know, the strongest soul farming team in the entire game, which luckily this account has now, is go to Divining Fields challenges. First challenge here, move it to Warlord 2 difficulty. Actually, I still have it on Warlord 2 difficulty apparently. And because I was farming with it earlier just for some free souls. And yeah, this thing in under a minute gains a little over 500 souls. Depends on your bonuses, of course. Depending on what your VIP bonuses are and if you have 100% soul armor yet. Though if you had 2 Dragon Souls, I mean, if you had 2 Fairish Ras, you probably have 100% armor by then. The whole premise of this team is keep taking purples and reds, then spam Dragon Soul like crazy and then auto win. On Warlord 2 difficulty, it takes 3 casts, which allows your Dragon Soul to reach max soul capacity, as well as obviously killing everything. And that's also why you do it on Warlord 2, so it takes 2 casts. I mean, 3 casts to end up killing it out. which is exactly enough to reach the max capacity. At one point, 2 used to be able to do it. However, unfortunately, that is not the case anymore because there was a glitch with him that made 2 casts somehow give max. That was patched a while ago. So now you have to do 3. But on Warlord 2 difficulty, you gain like 75% extra souls. Now, hey, we even got a Celestial, which we still actually need more copies of. But yeah, as you can see, 533 souls within under a minute. It's really good soul farming. And you obviously just keep repeating that on Warlord 2 difficulty, which has a bonus of, yeah, 75% souls is how much bonus that has. But yeah, best soul farming team in the entire game. There's literally nothing better at soul farming other than triple Ferrish Raw and quad Ferrish Raw. Dragon Soul with triple Ferrish Raw and 4 Ferrish Raws, but you need a certain amount of attack stat, which we don't currently have, to be able to get away with 4 Ferrish Raws. I believe you need 30... You need whatever one-shot is on, I believe, Warlord 2 difficulty. I forget how much stats they have at that point. Actually, it doesn't even show. But yeah, I believe however many stats they have on Warlord 2 or Warlord 3, I forget, is what max capacity would be with 4 Ferrish Raws, but you need a really high attack stat, which I believe this account doesn't have. You need to be in like late game to be able to get away with 4 Ferrish Raws. But yeah, for now, that's basically the best soul farming team in the entire game. It's around 50,000 or so, give or take. Anyways, next order of business. Guild Wars. Let's go do that. Build up a team with what we currently have now. And I'll head back to our normal account stuff. Let's see. Also, this was what I set for my defense. Not all of them are the greatest. This was a weird kind of like Spirit Fox team. I should probably revamp this. This I ended up setting a Ward Breaker Bronze Lock team. This I ended up going for... this actually used to be an old meta. It's actually not too bad on Nintendo Switch just because of the lack of options. But it's Mercy into Inferno King into Shegra. If the AI gets that combo done correctly, it's basically auto-win. They cast Mercy, they cast Inferno King, they cast Shegra, win. That's the whole premise of that team. Ideally, you run this with like Assassin class or Great Maul. However, unfortunately, I have neither option. You need either Assassin maxed or Great Maul. But for now, Hero Sword as Titan is fine. This is basically just a standard Yagwei Queen Titania team. The only difference is I do not own Queen Titania somehow. So I'm just using Suna instead. Also, Flame Refer will be one of those weapons you will be able to craft in Soulforge for free. And this is just the Crypt weapon that ended up coming in recently with Azura, Arachne Weaver, and Wild Queen. And it just kind of works. It's actually pure purple, oddly enough. It just happened to work that way. Obviously, we don't have to have it set as pure purple, but it does gain some extra magic for doing so. It still covers everything, still gets all your bases down. And it has a magic reduction into a attack reduction. So hopefully that's enough, combined with the fact that our hero gets to keep getting life. And obviously that other weapon doesn't exist from Silver Necropolis. Silver Necropolis. This is from Crypt. The Silver Necropolis one won't exist for like months upon months in this version of the game. So obviously we can't run that. But that's what we're currently running for defense. Some of these could definitely use some revamping. But for now, we'll see how they roll. We're not too high in the guild anyways this week, so it doesn't make too big a difference if we do have kind of average teams. Because I think only about 5 people each day will fight us. And as you can see, only 4 fought us so far. Yeah, we're not first place. Ooh, they're scoring really high. I wonder if they did all their battles. But yeah, GOW is first place. We should be able to fight, beat out Gemtendo though. Though we're still missing a lot of our battles, so that might also be the case. But anyways, let's go do our. Actually, are we even up against that guild? I don't believe we are. No, we're not up against the person in #1. That's unfortunate. Hopefully they have some challenging battles somewheres in all that mess. How is someone at 0? In bracket 1. Yeah, bracket 1's still not fully bracket 1. We still have, like, half the bracket is still nothing. Anyways, where were we? Let's go do our battles. Fight. Let me go get my yellow team in here. What's my current Guild War yellow? Might need to revamp this. I have Ward Breaker, so I could probably build my entire team around Ward Breaker. So let's go do exactly that. Too bad I can't put Mercy into this team. Let's see, what can we do off of pure yellow? Let me clear filter and just go straight to yellow. Should be able to have something that's ridiculously broken. Let's see, we got Weaver. It's not too good of a synergy with, actually let's do it by rarity, why not? What some of our better options are. Or should we do it on base rarity just in case? Yeah, of all 4 of these, Wardbreaker and Weaver would be the most relevant. Cedric, I wouldn't have another option for. Divinia, I still haven't upgraded yet, oddly enough. Probably should. It's a nice option to have, especially with Yagwei. Unfortunately, Yagwei cannot be used for Yellow Day. Gorgolfa, I don't think we need. I also don't have it traded. So, Gorgoltha into Wardbreaker isn't horrible. Actually, we might have to do that. Oh, we got Wrath, but that's a lot more inconsistent. Oh, wait, we do have Great Maul. Never mind. Didn't even realize that. I don't think I can use that for much, though. I do want to do this around Wardbreaker. Oh, we have Green Seer as an option. I can feed Wardbreaker, Green Seer, or Hellcat Mana. Probably Green Seer. Looks like it ends up working a bit better. I guess we'll go with Green Seer and go down that option. Because one Wardbreaker will most likely fill up Green Seer anyways. So we can just build around that. And that should be fine. Also, we're still low on souls. That's why I was soul farming too. Burnt through all my souls trying to upgrade kingdoms earlier. But let's see. Put that in there somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to need Titan Hero. Because we do have to use a yellow weapon if we do go down that route. So now we need a yellow blue and a yellow brown that are not useless. So let's just check that right now. What on earth we have that fits under those categories. Oh, Gorgoltha! Ha! Do we go get Gorgoltha upgraded? I guess. Let's go get Gorgoltha upgraded. I'm going to go old meta. It's Nintendo Switch anyways. Might as well. Plus in early game, you sometimes do that a little bit more often. But yeah, Gorgoltha first slots. Basically, the way that the Gorgoltha teams work is it's Gorgoltha, damage source, mana generator, damage source. So, oops, that's not the color I need. I need a blue-yellow. Some kind. That's not Astral Spirit. That's not too good. Skady's not too good. Though it would give us a Storm. Cedric in this context doesn't do anything. All of these in this context don't really do anything. Elspeth lowers your points. Oh, maybe we do keep Astral Spirit. Gosh. Oh, well, you can actually send it to Mythic right now, too. I don't know. Maybe we just go Astral Spirit. It doesn't synergize that well, though. But what else do we really have as an option to cover every color? I guess maybe Dryad. Actually, yeah, Dryad. That might seem like a little bit of a weird pick, but in this context, it's actually not horrible. Because we can barrier Gorgoltha or something else to make sure it doesn't take damage. We can get greens. We have a +1 green. Green Seer is already feeding in the Wardbreaker. And I'm probably not going to give her a +1 blue. Normally you would, but or a +1 yellow. But obviously we can't give her a +1 yellow, and wasting the +1 blue for her probably isn't worth it. Is there a +2 yellow, +1 purple, +1 something? That would probably be our best bet. But then again, maybe go on just double green even. Oh no, I really feel like we need a +1 for Green Seer. I could even -1 to Dryad and just go from there. You know what? I think I'm actually going to -1 to Dryad. Well, first things first, let me go upgrade this thing. Oops, I didn't mean to remove you. Recruit. What I want to do is reorder you to there. Okay, and now we need to change the banner, upgrade everything, and go from there. So this needs to go to Legend. That thing upgraded. Yeah, it would hard counter Yagoi Queen of Tanya by getting rid of red. Do we actually have to deal with Yagoi Queen of Tanya? I'm not sure if they're running it today. But I'll go double check. Let's see, we have that. The upgrade. Sure, that's up. Well, I'll go double check if we're actually up against. I didn't even see what we're up against. So maybe I will use Astral Spirit if we are against something like that. Okay, that should be fine. And I'll keep those two untraded. The Green Seer untraded because it's just not worth going for it. Oh, Gorgoltha I do need a trait, though. That definitely does need to be traded. Let me go get that upgraded. I believe I still have the orange orbs for it. Let me double check. Ooh, running low on orange. Oh, I do have it. We'll go grab that. And we'll get him a double orange. And get those two up. And then we'll finish souling him all the way. Okay. And then we'll max level him by normal leveling. Where is he? Gorgoltha. Upgrade and get a max level. Bye, souls! There goes almost our entire soul stack. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's see what he's using. No, we don't need a hard counter for anything here. That should be fine. This is pure yellow, right? Oh, wait, banner. Banner, banner, banner. I know there's a +2 green, +1 purple, -1 blue. I believe we just go with that. I believe it exists on Nintendo Switch. Pretty sure it does. It was all the way over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Summer banner. I think that's what we go with. Because that's our +1 for Green Seer, and then we can just rush into Wardbreaker. And just feed him a little bit with Dryad plus Green Seer. Plus, that's actually +3 green, combined with the other thing. So we can just rush purple, field Wardbreaker, get everything up from there, and just kind of go from there. It might be a little bit of a slow start, but as long as we're not up against Mana Drain, we should be fine. He's also creating green, which is actually beneficial to us with Glitter Claw if he ends up casting that. Oh, he's actually using the Wardbreaker Glitter Claw combo. I haven't actually tried using that on Nintendo Switch yet, but that's actually an old meta thing that was pretty good. It's still pretty decent now too, like a normal version of the games, like you know, like PC Mobile and other stuff, consoles other than Nintendo Switch. But interesting. Yeah, he is using that combo. Actually, that might be 4x Dragon. No, he's using the wrong hero class, but it would be otherwise. Anyways, let's go and fight this. I don't believe I'm doing anything incorrectly. Yellow day, got everything good to go. Let's just fight it. Let's see. Yep, I don't think we need to switch anything. Okay, battle time. And then we get to see what we score for today. Let's go take those yellows. Yeah, we definitely want to be taking yellows. Okay, my mic is somewhat blocking my view. Let me grab those, grab the brown over. Take our Golfa to full at this point, it's already so close. Any other extra turns? Otherwise, we just take like a yellow or something. Do I have a cascade to anything? Doesn't look like it. Or do I? Oh, wait, that's an extra turn, right? No. That's a lot of mana, though. So we'll do that. Okay, so now we go Ward Breaker. Always cast it first if we have mana for it. Before the Golfa. And then we Golfa. We can also barrier something if we need. Hopefully he doesn't get his mana going. I'm actually not going to do... Actually, no, I have Green Seer. Whoops, I thought that was the other one. Yeah, with Green Seer we can cast because it's consistent mana, but the other one I don't want to cast unless it's like a really heavy green board because I don't want to accidentally feed his Ward Breaker. Did not need him doing damage to us. There we go, that's fine. And then we just Green Seer into another hit, and then we rinse and repeat. Actually, no, we can just Golfa kill that. And get some mana. There we go. And I just need to do that 4 more times. Okay, next battle, what do we have? Oh. Yeah, let me go get, Astral Spirit. If they're gonna use that, I do have to run Astral Spirit against it. Okay, let me go max this thing. And get that leveled. Gotta go farm some souls with our Double Fairs Raw. Go put that into Dryad. I don't think I need to revamp my colors. We can actually keep it as is. Because we get empowered on her, so she gets a cast regardless. Okay, and now we can get rid of red when he tries doing that. So if he starts starting, we just get rid of his red immediately. Actually, maybe even turn 1 just to make sure his Tapon doesn't do anything. We have quite a bit of the guild watching. Well, that's nice. It's been a while since we covered too much on the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I have been playing it still. Not that much, but I have still been playing it. What do we go for here? Well, we got a couple different brown options. I think I'd take this one just because of the red chance. Oh, I do need to make sure. Oh, yeah, definitely we take this one. Duh, Tapon. That will make it so he doesn't get anything out of Tapon, correct? Yes. So we'll go for this. Okay, he doesn't get anything out of that. Literally nothing, not even a 3. I'll take that for the free turn. I still have Astral Spirit. I almost feel like just doing this on red right now. Not sure where all the cascades will go, but it does seem like it's worth it. Because he is so dependent on red mana. Whereas, even though we technically use it some, we do not need it anywhere near as badly as he needs it. I think I just... Do I take a green or yellow? Yeah, probably the yellow, actually. That's not a free turn, though, is it? No. The other blue dropped by 1, but it's not. We still get blue out of it, though, but... yeah, let's take whatever. And we should be good, as long as that does an extra turn. It does give him some mana, though, that's fine. We do have Green Seer. I should probably be using that on red whenever I can, though currently we cannot. Let me just take that blue real quick to see if that gives us an option. I could do this on green real quick. I mean on brown, and then just do Ward Breaker. So we'll do that. I need to press some damage anyways. Plus Entangle is helpful. I take this because it's a skull to get rid of his barrier. And... Oh, he gets to stun me, though. I gotta be careful with that. Forgot. Whoops. Now we don't have Golfa resistance. Though I could go use his ability. I don't think it's worth it in this case. I'll do Ward Breaker first. And then I'll do the Cleanse to get rid of it. Like right now would actually be good to get rid of it. So we'll go do this. Hopefully that's Ward Breaker mana. That also makes it so we have 75% reduction again. Then it's Ward Breaker again. And it just keeps spamming Ward Breaker till we win, pretty much. Oh, I can also use Astral onto... Wait, what's an extra turn here? Yeah, yellow. Astral on yellow is a free turn. Do I need to do that, though? I might as well just do Ward Breaker. Never mind, I'll just do Ward Breaker. There's no point in doing the other one. And then we just do that into dead? Yeah, pretty much. Anything kills. So let's do Ward Breaker so we get more mana for better score. And he's dead. Okay, a few more battles. Let me see. Is the rest of them going to be using Yagway? Not quite. Is there anything I need to deny on this? I guess we'll keep the Astral Spirit. It does seem like we might need the denial more than we need the Dryad's barrier. Because here we'll need to deny either yellow or red, or anything that the Divinish Bottle is about to use, which is both yellow and red. So yeah, yellow and red are the two main ones we need to deny with this team. Then again, maybe not yellow, because we actually use yellow quite a bit. But we'd probably still want to deny his red. Okay, I'll take that yellow to red. Grab a yellow to yellow. Actually, might gain full mana before we even start. If we surge here, yeah, pretty much. Is there any kind of thing that we can get? No, I don't have a drop for that, so I'm not even gonna bother. We have 75% score reduction. You might as well just hit on us. I could take a guarantee brown-green, or I could try this brown and hope for a green extra turn. I think I'm going to take the guarantee, though. Just do it this way. We still have a chance of triple red drop, I guess. Nope, didn't get any reds. Ooh, give him some brown there. Oh, he doesn't use brown. That's fine. Never mind. I didn't even realize this team uses no brown. That's actually good. Problem, though. Astral Spirits. I don't have any guarantee Astral Spirit anywheres. Might just get rid of purple here. Or yellow. I almost want to take away blue. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we do take away blue. I didn't see the guarantee turn there. Because I also wanted to try for a brown off the top left. Though we got it right next to it instead, so that still works. This might give him a Mercy. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm going for it, though. We need the mana. Does it give him Mercy? Yes, it does. That's unfortunate. As long as he doesn't go crazy here. We do have 75% reduction, so even if he does start hitting too high, it's not going to be that bad. Okay, we'll go for that. If it was Doom Skull Spam, I'd be a bit more worried, but Skull Spam, Gorgotha should be able to survive at least one Skull Spam. Even if Divinish Ball got a cast, which now it's dead. Astral Spirit, can we do anything with you? Probably not. Green Seer. Also a no. So I guess we'll just take the Skull for now and grab that. We'll get rid of yellow. Not really. Actually, you know what? Yeah. It's not really a color I want to get rid of. Let's get rid of brown. Because Gorgotha's already full anyways. And then we just throw that down. And just hit him a few more times. Hero has a lot of barrier, but that's just because he keeps using Titan. And keeps getting a barrier every brown. Actually, you know what? So much so. Let me go deny his brown again. We'll do that. Throw a Ward Breaker at him. All that mana is not worth taking. We don't get points for it if it's not filling up a mana pool. And since we already had all of our yellow, all of our green filled, it wasn't, it was pointless. That brown, speaking of pointless, that brown's actually pointless to take since it won't fill any mana. So, nor are we using a hero class or something that would benefit from that extra turn. Might as well just hit him. And then I think we just kill a skull unless Astral Spirit has a Cascade that's worth it. Actually, yeah, we do go for the Cascade. We get a little bit more mana that way. Not much, but, yeah, I guess we do it that way. So we do this on yellow, and then we get some mana. There we go. Okay, what's our final two battles? Let me guess. Yagway? Yep. Well, at least that team's somewhat easy to get down, if and only if we get a good Astral Spirit at start. Like, it wasn't much of an issue that first time. So, of course, one lucky Yagway and we just auto-die. But so far hasn't been too big a deal. We can take a brown to red. Well, I kind of have to take a brown to red, don't I? Actually, you know what? Let me remove all brown. And then we get red from it. Oh, but I kind of need brown right now. How about I gotta go for it? He has two different locations where he can extra turn. So I gotta go for the Astral there. Hard counter that. We'll take that. Take the blue. We do have -1 on blue. Overall worth it, though, with the other mana that we can have. So right now, his Tapon has no good move. So I'll just take this yellow. And that will almost be full Gorgotha. Actually, if that surges, isn't that full Gorgotha? No. Because we don't have any banner on it. Now, if we get a yellow, it will. As long as it surges. What do we take? Actually, yeah, I guess we do go for that purple, don't we? Let's take it with a red, though. Just to try to get Ward Breaker to full mana next turn. Ideally, we can use this on red for an extra turn. I don't believe we currently do. However, it's so much mana, I think I go for it anyways. Is that full, though? We have +2 green, because I don't have the other thing anymore, so it is +2 instead of +3. That's 3 different pairs. That's at minimum 15 mana. Yeah, as long as one surges, we get full mana from this. It's not an extra turn, though, unfortunately. Did none of them surge? Well, their surge chance is only 50-something. Wow. Not a single 1-3 surge. That's unfortunate. But oh well, it looks like we're still gonna most likely win. Do we have an Astral Spirit here for free turn? We have a chance for it, though I'd want it to be guarantee. So I don't think I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for Ward Breaker. Okay, let's see. Can we do anything with the Astral? I don't believe so. We probably just go for Green Seer into brown at this point. Actually, you know what? We get more mana off of blue. I do need that extra mana because it looks like he might not go all the way if we don't. Also cascade out of the green so we get full mana from that one that cascades. I don't think we have a drop for that, so we just go Ward Breaker. I don't need to take the greens because we already have full. And we don't have any effect. Actually, you know what? We do have an effect on extra turn. I keep forgetting. Ward Breaker. Maybe I should be taking some of those. He gains 5 to a random stat per extra turn. It's the only effect we have on extra turn. That's a little something, but it won't matter now because we already won. Earlier on in the battle, that would matter more. Towards the end of the battle, I guess it just kind of wastes points because we don't gain any points for it. If anything, we'd actually lose points. And no, the Dragon's Eye. I hate Dragon's Eye so much. Let me actually go the Dryad team this time because I'm going to need that barrier. Let's go get the Dryad out here. Okay, that should be fine. And we'll go Gorgolfa, Wardbreaker, Dryad, Green Seer. Same premise, but we have a barrier option now to protect us against Lust's thing. As well. Oh, but Wisp gets to remove it. Oh, he's probably going to die quick. He's in first slot. We can kill him with a few skulls. That shouldn't matter. Okay, let's go with that. Like one Wordbreaker into a few skulls. Once Wisp goes down, we should be fine. I guess the Lust could somewhat be annoying. It has a lot of charm and stuff. Oh, with the starting board. Oh no! He ruined our starting board! That was such a perfect starting board. Until his explosion ruined it. What do we take now? I think I just rush Green Seer? Rush Green Seer sounds good. Ooh, that's a good shuffle. Oh no, Dragon's Eye. I believe that still counts as kill for Guild War scoring too. I can actually lose this. Of all the things to lose to, I'm gonna lose to Dragon's Eye being broken on Nintendo Switch version. He just took out my damage source. And we actually don't have a secondary one. So I think we might have actually just lost. RIP. Let's see. Still not over though. Let's see. We can do that on purple there. Get the skull over. We're just gonna have to win off of skulls purely. Which is definitely possible. It is a Gorgolfa after all. Also, it is a baby dragon that can theoretically become something that's not useless. Like a Ward Breaker. Oh, how perfect would that be if he becomes Ward Breaker? It is possible. It's like a 1 in 20 something chance based on how many dragons currently exist on Nintendo Switch. I think hits through barrier, so I think I just go for skull. Actually, no, I can't even do that because then he just takes purple and gets Lust up. So I guess we just do this. That's not a Ward Breaker. Let's take a skull on him in a way that doesn't give him free stuff. Okay, last slot becomes Baby Dragon. These greens are pointless. However, I am going to drop a barrier real quick on first slot, I guess. Actually, I can cast it on Dryad. It's the lowest HP. What is your ability? Oh yeah, you create some blues. Wait, you only do it if they're higher magic, though. Well, it is higher magic. We'll take that over. Let's we got Gorgolfa up at this point. I need a skull option. Do I just try for the purple at this point? I guess so. Got it. Got skull. We then go Gorgolfa. Hopefully gets enough for Baby Dragon. Hopefully he doesn't change us into a succubus. Actually, would this being a succubus be a bad thing? Succubus might actually help. Doesn't that have mana drain on it? And Death Mark? Oh, we can drop to a skull, so we definitely want that. Once we kill Hero, we should be in the win category. And we have the damage to kill it right here. Okay, so this was a lot more annoying than it had to be. However, we still win. So we'll do that. We'll let him drop that. I'm just going to throw Baby Dragon here and hope he falls to his own trap. Hey, we got the Vinia. I didn't upgrade her yet, though. But oh well. With how meta Dragon's Eye is, I probably should go upgrade literally every dragon we have. Let's see. That's dead, right? Well, not exactly as good of a final battle as I would have wanted. But we didn't lose. That's good. Still kept the full team. There we go. So that was a lot sloppier than it needed to be. But still came through. And that's Guild Wars for Nintendo Switch version for today. And what does that put us at score-wise? Where even are we these days? 9,055. And do keep in mind, the reason why this isn't higher than that is because this is still not maxed. So we don't have the 50%. But I believe that's the highest in the entire guild, or pretty close. There's a few people over 9,000. Let me see, what's 9,055? Is anyone over 955 right now? I believe that's the highest in the guild. We got a 937, which is a few lower than it. We have a few people over 9,000, but it is currently the highest in the entire guild. 9,055 with the team that we just used, which was where'd it go? Where'd it go? If anyone's on Nintendo Switch and has this team, go use this. But some people might not have it though because it's World Breaker. But it's Gorgotha, World Breaker, Dryad, or Astral Spirit. Astral Spirit if you're up against things that really require a certain mana. Dryad otherwise. And Green Seer with a +2 green, +1 purple, -1 blue. And yeah, that's how we got over 9,000 with it. There's plenty of other teams too, but that's obviously what we run. Anyways, that's Nintendo Switch version. Back to the normally scheduled program. Let's see, where were we? Let's get rid of TV screen. Let me turn the audio back on. Okay. Anyways, let's go do dungeons now, or delves, I mean. Actually, yeah, I was right the first time. Let me go do dungeons real quick. Oh, oops. I was setting up the video. That wasn't the actual weapon for it, obviously. Not Mountain Crusher. But let me go use Key Team. Let's see. We'll grab that, take a green over. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of pre-nerf and pre-buff stuff. It has a weird mix of some buffs, but not all of them. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have, like, it has some stuff from the most recent patch, which is kind of weird. But it doesn't have stuff, and it even has Bleed and Curse in the game, which is also extremely weird. However, it doesn't have some things like the Wild Plane, or not Wild Plains, the Pen's Veil buff. It doesn't have any of that. So, the Thorn Queen, or what's her name? Wow, why did I forget her name? The Wild Queen. The Wild Queen hasn't been buffed. Elwyn hasn't been buffed, stuff like that. But Dragon's Eye is still pre-nerf. It's still at the strongest point it's ever been on Nintendo Switch, which makes it ridiculously broken. Is by far the most annoying thing in the entire game right now. Which any of you who are around pre-nerf Dragon's Eye know is exactly the case. But yeah, a pre-nerf Dragon's Eye is the most annoying thing. Probably that has almost ever existed in the game. And Nintendo Switch still has it for like another month, at least until they get next update. Next update's definitely getting rid of it. But it didn't when it launched. We'll go and get a key down. Get that down as well. I still have to say, Yagoi Queen Titania is probably still better than Dragon's Eye, though. Dragon's Eye is just more annoying. It's not necessarily better. Okay, what do we take here? Let's go grab the gold. Grab the blue over. Why did Switch start so far behind the other platforms? It has to do with how they're pushing out the update policy on Nintendo Switch, like how it is. For whatever reason, they won't be able to get patches out at the same time as all the other versions. Why exactly it started so far behind, I don't know. But the reason why it's perpetually going to kind of be behind in some way, shape, or form has to do something with how Nintendo Switch has an update policy. I'm not sure exactly with all the details with that, but it's some kind of technical thing on their ends. But we should be getting another update or the first update. We haven't gotten a single update for the game yet since it launched. Been out for like, what, a little over 2 months now? But, yeah, we should be getting the first update soon for Nintendo Switch. By soon, probably by sometime in July. No official date has been given, though. Anyways, let's go do faction. Haven't even started it yet. General path for this faction is go there, take the other 2 rooms. That is pretty much the layout for this faction. More often than not. Of course, brown. The restriction is brown and blue. This does allow for the double gargoyle team. It also allows for the slicer team. You know what? I'm actually gonna go to Slicer team. I actually like the Slicer team. Slicer into triple gargoyle. It is a really fun team to mess around with. We got Slicer, like, what, 2 weeks ago? Most people probably still have it. It's not such an old weapon that people wouldn't have it, for the most part. What was the banner for it, though? Probably more important to go into the gargoyles. Get a +1/+1. I should forget what banner I would normally run. Yeah, I believe you would +1 to double the gargoyle, while keeping a +1 for your hero off your hero. Except I don't think this hero can +1 our hero. When we were using Tidecaller before, we could. However, I need to use Shaman to get some level on it. And I don't believe Shaman has a +1 blue or purple. Where's Shaman? There it is. I don't believe it does. I'll go check, though. No. It only has +1 yellow, which in this context does basically nothing. Not basically nothing, literally nothing. But oh, I guess we'll give it Enrage. Also, it's pretty much nothing, but... Okay, let's go with that. I should get rid of his Green Storm, too. 1 second. Where's our Green Storm? Leaf Storm. Instead, we get Lights. No, I don't need that. Okay, fine. We'll use a useless +1 glory. We don't even get +1 glory since it's only PvP. Wow, we're using literally nothing off of Shaman. If anything, his effects are almost making us weaker. Let's just go with that, I guess. That should be fine. And just kill through it with this. Get some free Shaman EXP while still having half mana start. What do I think of the upcoming Mythic? It's going to be okay. It's going to be a good red Guild War kind of troop, but that's about as far as its usefulness is going to go. It is a really, really, really tanky troop. Oh, I forgot to go buy Enchant. I need to go do that right now. I was wondering, it's like, wait, how do we not have full mana already? Duh, we don't have Enchant Scroll or the Enchant Potion. We're going to need to definitely go buy that. That saves like half an hour almost. Maybe not that much, but it saves a really substantial amount of time. Luckily, you can buy it mid-delve. So let me go do that right now. How could I forget? Let's see, rewards. Where'd it go? Shop, buy that. And definitely worth 30 gems. Plus, we were likely going to need that pack anyways. More often than not, you end up needing it. Hello, Gonzalo. Welcome. Yeah, you can put Sentry there. You can you don't have to necessarily go 3 gargoyles. I just like having 3 gargoyles, because once you reach the later ones, you sometimes actually utilize the third one. A lot of these earlier battles, you don't need the third one. If anything, you barely even need the other 2. You kind of just only need 1 in the really early battles. Oh, no, I like running 3 with it. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I actually do have to check to see if this is a worthwhile room. If this is a 1.2 room, it's sometimes better going that path. We also have to check this for 1.4 now. Actually, we kind of have to check both of them. Yep, that's exactly why. Because 1.4 rooms exist now. So we actually do have to check them, which is a little bit annoying. Before, you didn't have to. Before, if you saw that tier 5 was a 1.3, you knew for sure to go that way. But now, it's you actually have to check each room. Because sometimes you get a room like this with a 1.4 multiplier. Not that big a deal, but it helps with points. Okay, anyways, Gargoyle, kill that. You bought up the weapon just to have it? Which one? The one in Soulforge? It's a useless weapon, but it's good to have just to have. To fill up your collection. Because it might be required for a kingdom upgrade eventually. The deeper you go into kingdom upgrades, the more weapons that you end up needing. Or the more weapons you not only need to own from the kingdom, but also the number of weapons you need to have upgraded from the kingdom specifically. Okay, now we can go this way. And then take the other tier 4 and figure out which 2 of the 2 rooms we do. Normally they're 1.15, but they do have a possibility of being a 1.2. And if either of them is a 1.2, we need to take that one. And if we see one of them is a 1.2, we don't have to check the other one, because the highest they can be is a 1.2. Hey, we can even one-shot Egg, though this is the very first faction, so that's probably why. Hello, Starlight! Welcome! Yeah, now we take the tier 5, take tier 4, and then check the 2 2s. Yeah, generally, if you're in late game or end game, you probably want to craft every Soulforge weapon that you don't currently own whenever you see them pop around. However, if you're still missing like half the Mythics plus, you probably want to just only craft the useful weapons. Because any of them that are going to keep coming in through raids, invasions, and stuff, they're going to be rotating it back around for free. And by free, I mean you can craft them in Soulforge. But, you know, they won't cost money, those ones. The only ones they have set to money, currently, are all of the old, all of, like, the really old weapons. Like, the ancient ones from 4 to 2 years back. But all of the more recent, more meta ones are all Soulforge craftable. I get her both 1.15, so it doesn't matter which one we take. Those purple rarity weapons are useful because they're used to upgrade kingdoms. Their actual purpose in your team is you almost never use them ever. But they're really useful to have for kingdom upgrading, just to have around. Because not only do they help populate up your total number of weapons relatively cheaply, because they're way cheaper than trying to get like a legendary weapon or something. But you can also go and upgrade them for kingdom upgrades with your epic ingots. Which you'd probably want to save most of your epic ingots for, because almost all epic weapons aren't worth using. So you would only ever upgrade them specifically if you needed it for kingdom upgrading purposes. But no, I do highly advise crafting every single purple weapon once they do start rolling around in Soulforge, if you haven't already gotten them from earlier. Because they will be good weapons just to have to make it easier to get kingdom upgrades. They have no actual real purpose for the most part within teams, but they're really good for kingdom upgrading. Because there are eventually requirements for kingdoms that are going to require like 7 maxed weapons and stuff like that. And some kingdoms barely even have 7 weapons. Anyways, next battle. That's the last one, right? We didn't have anything else to do. Nope. Next one. Saurus has a little bit of a weird layout. It's not as bad as some of the others. Definitely not my personal favorite, though. About mid-range. It's not like the most annoying, but it's also bearable. I'll take that one, take that one. Yep, actually, let me just gargoyle him. That's enough to kill. I don't think the slicer would have been. Goal would have been, though. Oh, only a 7 chest. It's a little bit below average. 4.15 multiplier, though. Ooh, pure shards. That's what we want to see. I do need more shards, that's for sure. I think we're sitting on, like, what, 15k or so? Somewhere around there. I hate that we have to scout all 4 of these now. Okay, we go there. Check those 2. But yeah, this is the normal path that happens. Everyone keeps saying servers are awful today. Well, I haven't been playing all day. I have been streaming for the last hour. And honestly, I don't see it. I don't know. Normally my connection might be a little bit shaky. But if anything, our connection was actually good tonight. Both in-game and through the stream. I don't think the stream has dropped a single time. And, which is rare for a Tuesday. And I haven't had any issue with lag on any version of the game. Or at least not on Nintendo Switch and not on PC. I let that 5 damage hit him expecting that would kill. I'm not sure why. I thought 5 damage would do 6 damage for whatever reason. I think it's because this weapon has 4 armor reduction. However, that doesn't actually reduce... That doesn't do any damage unless they have armor. Which means if they already got all their armor off, it's only 5 damage, not 9. Okay. But yeah, I wasn't playing earlier today. After I got everything situated, some errands I had to run after the surgery and everything, I just kind of got back, ate, and then kind of just napped a little bit. Because my chest was feeling sore after that. And I personally don't like taking pain medicine and stuff like that. We'll take that one over. Grab that for the hit. Yeah, we just go straight for this path. But yeah, this is the most general path of this delve. You go there, you take those 2, go there, you check those 2, and go from there. That's about how you always go through this delve. There are some few exceptions, though, depending on multipliers. Like 90% of the time, that's the order you do the stove. Is you rush the tier 5 room. You then take the other 2 tier 4s, and then you take the other 2s based on multiplier order. And the stealth has no treasure rooms, so you don't have to worry about treasure rooms. Wow, that thing is tanky. We're gonna have to wait a while for that mana, aren't we? There we go. Or get all 3 of them up at once. That works too. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. I'll definitely make sure to do so. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Let's take that one. Anything else? Take that one over. Grab a hit onto you. That then allows us to gargle wipe. Or not. And then he's dead. And then we take out these other 2 and then worry about the 2 2s. 2 4s, then 2 2s. Squirrel? Oh yeah, let me hand out a code. I never did hand out a code yet. But the stream is still going to be going for a little bit longer. But we'll hand out code at first orb, I guess. That tends to be how we do it during faction days. More often than not is after first orb. Which we haven't hit yet because we were doing a Nintendo Switch version, Guild War, real quick. And we scored the highest in our entire guild. At least for now. We might pass this later, though. Is Slicer Gargoyle better than Mountain Crusher Gargoyle team? At least for the earlier battles, yes. Like for the first like 3 or 4 battles. I'm not sure if it works better for like the level 50 to 100 area. But I know for sure from like 20 to 50, it is definitely quicker than the other team. I'll take that purple. It's because it will slice or kill the Dragon Soul in case it revives. Luckily, the egg nor the Dragon Soul revived. Oh yeah, I need to check. What's your multiplier? Nope, they're both 1.15. Doesn't matter the order. You think the God Slayer this week worth the ascension to Mythic? I don't know. If you are low on ascension orbs, probably not. I personally do it all the time because it's required for kingdom upgrades. Me having him ascended is 1 whole higher kingdom star on KZL. If we didn't have him ascended, I believe we'd be 10 stars or 11 stars on the kingdom right now, one or the other. But his ascension was required for that. And it'll also be required for 13 stars, I believe, this Friday, which will be available for KZL. And I believe you'd be stuck at 12 star, if I'm not mistaken, if you didn't have him upgraded. Which isn't that big a deal, but hey, it makes a little bit of tribute difference over time. But no, him as a troop is, no, really, really pointless. I personally haven't wasted a single Ascension Orb yet on my Nintendo Switch account for an event troop. I've used it a total of 0 times so far, because they're definitely not worth it. It just depends what point in the game you're at. I would say you would want to be at least at minimum late game in order to start using small blues on raids or invasions. It's still worth doing on Bounty Hunter regardless of what point in the game you're in. But raids and invasions you don't want to do until... you don't want to start using small blues on it until at minimum late game. Like, you need a reserve of like 10k gems before you start considering doing that. Level 1100, level 5 all kingdoms at minimum. Okay, got a 1.15. However, I still want to see if we have a 1.4. And we do. So never mind. Why would that make any difference? Never mind. Yeah, we'll go rush the 1.15, then heads to 1.4. Actually, that would have made a difference if and only if it was the second room there. Or the first room. Or, you know, the first room of the bottom path. If it was in that case, then it would have been better. Alright, don't bother upgrading it then, yeah. It's a good way to make events a lot easier. Well, it depends how far your guild is going with it. Depending on how far your guild is going, you might not need to upgrade them. Also, events don't necessarily need to use the raid or invasion troop. For invasion, yes. However, raids, particularly this week's raid, you don't actually need the troop. You can do it just with Earth's Fury or with Mang if you don't own Earth's Fury. And just put some other stuff on your team and win that way. You don't need the raid troop this time around to win. It's helpful, but it's not required this time around. And in raids in particular, there's a lot of times where you might not necessarily need it to win. Invasions is kind of the same way, except Invasions is normally good to have the raid or the invasion trip for, just because it gets to do 5 times damage to literally everything if you have it fully maxed, which obviously makes them easier. But even that's still not required. Titan Mang, even better than that of raids, can solo the entire thing because they don't have any instant kills in invasions, whereas raids does, which is one of the reasons why you might want to use Earth's Fury in raids if you happen to own it. And it will be craftable in the near future. I believe Earth's Fury is from Broken Spire, if I'm not mistaken, so if we ever see a Broken Spire event, we'll be able to get it. I think it's from Broken Spire. I actually completely forget. It used to be pretty irrelevant where the weapons were from, but now it kind of is because they're now craftable from specific levels. So I should probably go learn where some of the more relevant ones are. Like, I believe Forest is what I was thinking of. I believe it's from Bright Forest. Oh, of course, I jinxed it earlier. Stream finally just went down for a second. Okay, let me go double check. What is Trickster Shot from? Trickster Shot is from... I was right, Bright Forest. I was right the first time. What was the other thing I was mentioning? Earth's Fury. Oh no, that's Groshnock, not Broken Spire. Let's see what other ones are relevant. Yasmin's Pride. If I had to guess, that's Forest of Thorns. No, it's Pan's Veil, oddly enough. Chalice is, Yasmin's... Why? Yasmin's Chalice is from, Forest of Thorns. Yasmin's Bow is from Forest of Thorns. Yasmin herself is from Forest of Thorns. Yet Yasmin's Pride is from Pan's Veil. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyways, what other ones are relevant? Rope Dart? I believe that's Leonis Empire? No, that's actually Pride Lands, oddly enough. Well, I guess you take out Beasts with it. Kind of like a hog tie kind of thing. I don't know what other things are relevant. Trying to think of some. Oh yeah, when do we get Madness for $5? That is from Karkaroff. And yeah, I can't remember a few other ones off the top of my head. There are several others. Anyways, let's go back to this. Did we get the orb yet? Not quite. One more delve will do. Actually, the end of this delve might end up doing it. Especially with the multipliers we've been getting. It's going to take a while before the weapons rotate around. It is going to be like a 6-7 month cycle, just because of how kingdoms are. And if they ever had more kingdoms, it's going to be even longer cycle. Wow, that block is blocking us so hard right now. Luckily, we got a good cascade, so it kind of didn't matter. Okay, now we spoke him twice. I'll take that one down. Grab the blue, why not? Maybe we can get a skull out of it, yeah. And then just slice him down. I really wish we had another construct that fit really well into this team. There's a construct that covers all the colors, however, it doesn't supply any damage. It only supplies Entangle, which for early factions is not useful. Which is the only point where you'd be using gargoyles anyways, because you stop using them by about floor 100 or so. You could still theoretically keep going a little bit further than that with them, but they start losing effectiveness pretty quick after about 100. Even around 80 or so, you can start noticing that they're losing quite a bit of effectiveness. Even now, you can kind of see you're not clipping those side kills anymore. Stone Aegis or Withering Staff? Probably Withering Staff. Because that one I recall is actually somewhat relevant. Whereas Stone Aegis is, I believe, 100% useless. Isn't that the one that's available right now, Stone Aegis? Stone Aegis is useful in 0 context. Unless you need it for Kingdom Upgrade for whatever reason. I think that Kingdom has enough weapons that you might not need it for that purpose. Though if Stone Aegis is the one that's currently there, do keep in mind you won't be able to get it again for like 7 months or so. Or at least until we get the event again. Which is pretty much 7 months from now. Somewhere around there. It'll be probably 2021, or 2020 I mean, before you'll be able to get that again. It's not relevant though, it's a really useless weapon, Stone Aegis. It has like a small boost based on barrier. It's basically dependent on the opposing team having 4 barriers, which is almost never the case unless they're using like Dawnbringer or something. And even then, its effect isn't even that good against it. Which also reminds me, we just had to face Dawnbringer in Nintendo Switch version. I didn't even realize that until just now. People actually own Dawnbringer. I knew that some people already did, but yeah, that didn't actually face me until literally just now. Yeah, Dawnbringer is expensive. 1.3 million souls. You do generally get it towards the later part of mid-game or some point at late game. But, yeah, I might get it soon. I still need to farm a lot more souls on the other account, though. First, I need to farm souls just for troops and kingdom upgrades. We're getting to the point that we almost don't need it for troops anymore. And once we reach that point, we can start thinking about crafting Dawnbringer. It's something I do want to have on the account. It's nice just to have around. Especially since we don't have Sun and Moon and some of the other yellow weapons. Luckily, recently, for all the other versions except for Nintendo Switch, we got Dervish Hero Class, which has an AoE yellow weapon. However, not counting that hero class, which is what Nintendo Switch is currently at, not counting that hero class, there is actually 0 free options other than Dawnbringer that has full AoE on yellow, other than Sun and Moon, at least on Nintendo Switch version. You kind of have to go for Dawnbringer to have the option. I believe Blue is the same way as well, where you kind of have to go down the Dawnbringer path to have an AoE. Red has it regardless, though. But Blue and Yellow are kind of restricted, unless you have Dawnbringer. We'll do it down the line. We'll do that one, then we'll kill the other one, and that should wipe his entire team. Oh yeah, also, I should have that orb. Let me go hand out the code. We have the orb? Yeah, we got the orb. Let me go claim that. What do we have in the orb? Useless green, of course. Hopefully we'll have better luck on the other account. Well, we still have one other orb still. But anyways, let me go and hand out the code. I did say once we reach that point. And we did just reach that point. Also, we're running low on codes, but we should have enough for the rest of the week. Let's see. Let me go mark that down. Mark that down right over there. Copy, copy. Save that. Make sure it works. Put that right over there. Copy, paste, refresh, paste. Copy the whole thing. And there it goes. Go. There is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu, whatever your game says there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just click copy paste on it right over there. And give you the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy. And it only works on the PC mobile version of the game. It will not work on any console version. And apparently we need to go level a troop. But I don't think we really need to bother with that. I guess we'll repick this one. Let me double check. Let's see. Do we have anything worth leveling? Probably not, but the free level. Upgradable. Anything that can be upgraded to 18. Yeah, I guess we'll do this guy. Send him. Give him a level off of a... you have 900 cost, right? Yeah, I might as well use a small green for that, I guess. There we go. And we get 1,200 free gold for using a small green. So at least that useless green that we just got technically gave us a free level and 1,200 souls. No better than nothing, I guess. Still pretty useless, though. Anyways, that's like the highest value you can even really get from a green orb. Is if you have like a level up option that gives you like 1,000+ souls. And if you use it on like a epic, legend, or mythic. For that one final level. There we go. Anyways, next order of business. Finish out this. Let me go claim our chest. And get out the other 4 floors. And whatever else we have, we'll just do off stream once we get all rewards. Let's see, we got a 1.15 over there. This is 1.4. Okay, so let's go normal path then. All the way to the right to the tier 5 room. Go to the bottom left and then take the 2-2 rooms. The 2-2. Actually, I never realized that. It has 4 4s and 2 2s. I knew it had 2 2s. I forgot about the 4-4. That's funny. I somehow never actually realized that. Like, I knew there was 4, I mean, yeah, I knew that there was, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but, yeah, I guess I never kind of realized that, like, I noticed the 2-2, but the 4-4, I don't know. I guess it didn't really faze me. No, never mind, because it's not 4-4. It feels like a 4, though. Never mind, it's 3-4 and 2 2s. Well, that's why I never thought it was 4 4s. Why did I think the tier 5 was a 4 all of a sudden? Never mind. No, that would have been really funny if it was. Well, that would explain my confusion. There we go. Confusing myself. Anyways, let's get a gargoyle down. We can kill that with Slicer if we need. Actually, we can even kill off a gargoyle explode. But no, we won't do that. At this point, we just wait for the manas. Let's see, we'll take that down, grab another brown from over there, and then we have a billion different gargoyle options to kill him with. So hello, Outlander! Welcome! Oh no, I ran out of water. I need to go get more water. I'm not gonna do it now though, I'll wait till after stream. Actually I might do it now. I'm actually pretty thirsty all of a sudden. Let's see. We'll grab the gargoyle down. Yeah, no problem for the code. Actually, you know what? I am gonna go grab a water right after this battle. Only take like a minute. Okay, 1 second. Let me go grab a water real quick. And then we'll finish out the faction. And if anyone still has any other questions, feel free to ask. Okay, anyways, where were we? Finishing out this faction. You use the same team but with Mountain Crusher? Yeah, Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Double Gargoyle. I might actually switch to it now that we got past the initial few floors. But no, to my understanding, is what I mentioned earlier. Up to about 50, I believe this is better. And from about 50 to around 100, the other method is better. Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Double Gargoyle. And in both instances, that assumes hero at half mana start. Hell, late night grocery shopping, that's always fun. If anything else, at least you're not normally hungry. Unless you have the midnight munchies. But, I don't know, it always feels so relaxing doing it at night. I don't get to do it too often, though, because normally if I'm going food shopping, I'm walking there. So obviously I can't do that at night. But, I don't know, it is pretty relaxing. There's something weirdly relaxing about food shopping at night. Yeah, no crowds makes it a lot easier, too. It's a lot quieter, and you normally don't have like yelling kids or anything to worry about. Let's see, what's that last slot? Yeah, Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Tina into Weaver. Though you can also double up on Tina. You can also throw Catches the Bulls. Generally, the Tina and Catches the Bulls you start doing from 100 to 200. However, you can do it earlier than that if you so choose. Both of them can triple kill at these lower level ranges. Catchers is basically a bigger version of Gargoyle without mana generation, with a slightly higher mana cost, or by slightly higher I mean almost double. Whereas, actually, you know what? Actually isn't much more than double if we're using this hero class. I didn't think about that. You know what? Let's actually switch to that. Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, double Ketris. Because we should be able to double Ketris kill. You throw it on second, you throw it on fourth. That kills his entire team except for first slot, which will die off of like one skull. Yeah, let's actually go down that method. If we're using this hero class to try to level it, we might as well use it for literally the whole purpose of the hero class, which is to give all Tauruses half mana start. This hero class will be relevant in a couple months from now. They are planning on buffing this kingdom. However, when they said they were going to buff Pan's Veil, it took them like 6 months after the fact when they said they were going to buff it. And they just recently announced they're going to buff Wild Plains, so who knows, it could be early 2020 at this point, when they say it's coming soon. But, yeah, they have announced that they are going to be buffing Wild Plains. They're going to be reworking all the Null troops there, and given that the kingdom is extremely heavy Taurus, they're probably reworking some of the Taurus troops. And this is relevant because the entirety of this hero class's value is give Tauruses half mana start. Currently, the only thing viable that is used for is to give Ketris the Bull half mana start. As since Divines have been nerfed to 40%, that is actually the only way to start them with full half mana these days. So, yeah, it's pretty useful for that. But that's quite literally the only thing that this hero class is viably used for. But it might change in the future once they finally give that buff to the kingdom. That could make it a lot more relevant. Anyway, you're going to have it max soon as well. Probably have it max by the end of the week, most likely. And that's going to be unfortunate once I do. Well, not really, but I will no longer have any half-mana start hero classes. So you might start seeing me use Thief hero class again. Because if I don't have any half-mana start hero classes level anymore, and I still need a half-mana start, I might as well go with some of the meta, like Titan or Skeleton Key, depends what kind of team we're running. Like, obviously, if we're using Key team, we'd run Thief with it. There's the Skeleton Key meta. For things like Warrens and stuff like that. Yes and no. Tesla's an interesting troop to have around. It's pretty much auto-win pet battles and stuff like that once you have it. So some newer players might consider it for that reason, especially if they realize, oh, this is really good for pet battles. But that's one of the only few things you really use it for. It is okay at fighting content that is better than you. But I would say Tesla's biggest purpose is it auto-wins you pet battles once you own it. Or essentially auto-wins. It's not literally auto-win, but it's pretty close to it. Owning a Tesla against pets. That's probably the biggest purpose it has. So it's a good utility trip to have around. I personally don't use it much on my Nintendo Switch account. However, my Nintendo Switch account is starting to reach the later part of mid-game. It's almost late game at this point. So that might be the reason. But even once I reached mid-game, I kind of stopped using it. But that's just because I had some other options at the time. What am I going for here? I am going for... oh yeah, I wanted to switch to Ketris. So we want Ketris. We actually have 3 Ketrises. That's a lot of Ketris. Apothecary, and Mountain Crusher, of course. Yeah, let's see what happens with this. Oh, so we can put Turn Greenstorm back on now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for class. I wish this hero class had +1 green. It actually doesn't. For whatever reason, I kind of expected this to have a +1 green. But Forest Tree does not have the +1 green. I forget what Tree does. But it's not Forest. So we'll keep Enrage. Where's our Greenstorm? There we go. That will help Ketris some. Okay. Banner. Let's switch to the +2 purple, +1 blue. I want to make sure we have a +1 for Apothecary now that we're running it. +2 brown, +1 green would be more useful. But unfortunately, there's no banner that does that, I don't believe. And even if it did, it might minus something that we do need. Whereas this one doesn't minus anything that we need. Minus is purple, which we obviously don't use. I do want to get his mana up before we go for the thing, so I'm just going to do that, overkill it. And it should just kill Ketris to Ketris. You throw it there, you throw it there, you win. There you go. And we only need 11 mana, which is actually technically lower than Gargoyle. The only problem is he has no extra turn chance, and he has, what was the other aspect? Wait, is that the only thing? Because he technically doesn't have a lower mana cost in the context of using Shaman. Yeah, I guess that's it. He just doesn't have extra turn chance. Really, you're gonna live with double 1 HP? You're gonna do that to us? But yeah, it just doesn't have that board control explosion option, which means it auto ends its turn, and you don't get any mana from it. But for these quick battles, it doesn't really matter for the most part. Hello, Haley, welcome. Why is Skeleton Key so strong? It's only strong in certain game modes. Because it's normally enough to one-shot stuff in certain situations. It's actually really reliable. Because if you use it with a Greed or something, especially Greed within factions, you get auto max gold immediately. If you use it Greed in factions, you have enough HP, assuming you have a level 100 faction, that you will pretty much get max gold in one cast. Or in many instances, you would literally get it within one cast, depending on what your HP stat is. But, yeah, it's pretty convenient since you can just get right up to several hundred damage in a single weapon. So if you have a Cedric on your team that's 120-something, 130-something, it might even be a little bit higher than that. But, yeah, it's a pretty substantial amount of damage to be able to get down. And it gets an auto extra turn if it ends up getting a kill out of that. And you can normally just double the kill into double kill. And obviously the situations that it work best in is whenever it has enough damage to double kill. The main time you'll see me use it is for dungeons, for some PvP battles that are within the kill range of it, as well as whenever we see a Cedric room within Warrens, or really any delve that allows for that team to be ran. And the main reason for that is after we do that room and get the Cedric room, our max damage, assuming we already had one Cedric on our team, will go from about a 100-something to a 300-something, which is enough to start one-shotting again, if it wasn't already. What kingdom should you rush through the story for their units? Just for the units, or for all the benefits just in general? If you're referring to just the units, best first one on every version except for Nintendo Switch is Pan's Veil, because he has 7 times boost ratio. He still only has 3 times on Nintendo Switch until next update. But on every other version, he has 7 times boost ratio. And he's hands down the best early game troop that you can get within like the first few hours of playing the game. So he's normally something you want to rush down, completion of Pan's Veil. First thing you pretty much want to do after the completion of Broken Spire for Arena, so that you can farm souls. But yeah, you want to do that. You would want to go and do Forest of Thorns for Owain. You would want to go do Merlantis for Azura. And that's pretty much it. Maybe Zolkari for Tyree for maps. However, maps are, for the most part, pretty irrelevant. But no, those are the only few. Pan's Veil for best early game troop in the game, at least until about level 200, which obviously falls off pretty quick, but up to that point, it's one of the best troops in the game that you can get for free, or literally the best troop in the game that you can get for free. It's a really consistent starting troop to have around. But yeah, that, Rowan, which you use basically throughout the entire game. You normally use it with Sunbird in early game, however, you can just use it on its own as a damage source. Just have to be careful with it taking damage. And Azura is just good for Guild War days. It's a good mana generator, and it just covers a lot of ground since it has Dispel to get rid of positive stats effects. It has a lot of mana accumulation, and it has stat reduction, which could theoretically reduce anything on the opposing team down to 0, including their magic attack and everything. Just kill them out that way. Obviously, you wouldn't use that as your only damage source, but it's a good support troop. I'll take that over. Grab a blue convert. Hopefully it's enough to kill. Not quite. One skull will take it out though. You don't understand why Broken Spire's Kingdom is useful for Arena. When you're first starting off in the game, you have basically no ways to farm souls. And the only way that you really have is Arena. Unless you just randomly pull Dragon Soul or something insanely lucky, you are pretty much just going to be doing Arena for your soul farming. You pretty much exclusively do all your soul farming within Arena until you own either Dragon Soul or Fair Shra. But prior to owning either of those two options, you are basically just doing Arena for souls. It's one of the reasons why you generally want to craft Dragon Soul. It's about the only legend that is actually worth crafting. And the main reason for that is you can finally stop doing Arena once you do. And Dragon Soul is way quicker at farming than Arena is. Even if you use it for PvP, it's still quicker than Arena. And if you use it in an actual soul farming team, then it's like double the rate of Arena, not more. And if you somehow pull double Fair Shra in an Umber Wolf like we did on the other account, then it's like 5 times the rate of Arena, if not more. Yeah, Arena, I'm not bad at it. It's just a game mode that is pretty dated in the current state of the game. I used to enjoy it quite a bit. Same as Treasure Hunt. Its payout is just really bad. The only thing that has good is trophies and souls. And its soul amount is only good if you're early game. And the trophies is only relevant if you want trophies for whatever reason. Trophies are pretty much a dead resource. However, some endgame guilds do like getting it because it's like accumulating it for whatever reason. Just for leaderboards and stuff like that. But it has no actual like real benefit to it. Other than guild bragging rights. And I guess it technically makes it slightly easier to recruit. Obviously, if you have like the highest top 10 trophies in the game or top 20 or something like that, it makes it a lot easier to recruit than if your guild had like the top 100 or top 200 or something. I guess we go to the bottom left there. Go for the tier 4 room since the other way doesn't seem to be as good. Alright, no problem for the code, everyone. Oh yeah, let me go paste it again for any of you that might not have seen it. I believe it still would be active as well. Okay, go check the code. Go grab that over. What else? What else? Grab a, let's take some browns. And we can mountain crusher everything. And then we catch us to catch us. Oops, I almost misclicked that. That would have been a fail. Wouldn't have been too big a deal though, but still. We'll go mountain everything. Actually, skull enough, yes, because we have enrage. Actually, even without enrage, that would have been enough. He only has 33% reduction. That still would have been enough to kill regardless. Oops, wrong way, right? Yeah, it doesn't like this is a 1.25 is the right way. Let's go this way. Actually, no, even if this was 1.2, it'd still be higher. Because it would average to 1.3, whereas the other path would average to 1.275. Or whatever. The in-between of the two. It'd be like 0.25 or something less. I'll throw that down. Go for a double gargoyle here. I mean, double Ketris here. Same difference. Same troop, different mechanic. Or same mechanic, different troop, I mean. I said that in the literal inverse order. That's not what I meant to say. There we go. And now he's gargoyle to gargoyle. I'll take that out first so he doesn't barrier. And that should be enough to one-shot the other guy since we're hitting him directly. Ketris is in the hundreds of damage in factions. I think right now he's hitting in like 130 or something. 120, 130, somewhere around there. It's only at level 100 as well for the faction. This is even one of our 200 upgraded factions. Yeah, let me double check. What is his damage? We can tell by the half damage that he does, how much damage he's doing to the main troop that he's hitting. Okay, do it like this. He does 79, so let's double 79. He's hitting 158 then. Or 159 because it might round down. He's in one or the other. Yeah, he's hitting around 158 or 159. Whatever he targets. At least based on our stats right now. Obviously that can vary based on stats. Throw that down. And yeah, we'll just convert down that last area and then just kill him with the poke. The axe poke. More like the axe slash. And there we go. And yeah, we should only have the next one to do and we should be able to reach it. Maybe like one room into the following one after. That's basically the rest of this faction, the rest of the next faction, and then maybe like one room. And that should be all rewards. Whatever else we need to go do, I'll just do off stream later tonight. Also, tomorrow's stream, I am going to be starting a little bit earlier. As I mentioned earlier, I do want to catch the debates that are going on tomorrow night and the following nights. So because of that, I will be streaming either a little bit earlier or ending the stream a little bit earlier. Depends how my schedule goes. But if I do start a little bit earlier, it won't be that much earlier. It'll be like 7:30 or something. Or it might just be at a normal time and I just end like 10 minutes earlier. One or the other will happen. I'll still be streaming tomorrow night and the following night. However, those will be the last two streams we do at nightly times. Then Friday we'll be streaming Bounty Hunter in the morning. I might stream Mario Maker 2. If people would be interested in it, might as well. I'll be playing it regardless, so might as well stream it. Yeah, then I'm pretty much just heading to bed and heading on my trip, and everything will just roll out that I pre-recorded. Which I still need to pre-record a bunch of that the next 2 days. Oh, and if any of you have any suggestions for that too, let me know. I believe I have most of it planned out, but having more videos just in case is always good. Hey, Dragon Guard level 100. Very nice. Congratulations. If anyone still has any video concepts you want me to do, guides or anything like that, let me know. Not sure if I'll be able to get all of them done, but more suggestions are always welcome. I'm having at least one per day. For the entire week from this Saturday all the way till the following Friday. And they'll be up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day consistently. Because they'll all be pre-uploaded. I do have to say, out of any feature YouTube has ever added, the scheduling system is actually really nice. Seems like one of the few things on YouTube that actually works correctly. Ha! Until it doesn't. But from my experience with it so far, it has never not worked properly. That's nice. $5-0? Oh, are you talking about Guild Wars? I ended up using, if you're talking about Nintendo Switch Guild Wars, I ended up using, Gorgolfa, fully traded. Worldbreaker, fully traded. Astral Spirit / Dryad, with the Dryad fully traded, and the Astral Spirit fully traded, because obviously you need the Empowered. And then Green Seer with no traits in last slot, because it's not necessarily necessary, though of course if you have traits then that's good, but it's not really necessary for it to function. And that's why I ended up rolling with that. And the Astral Spirit, you run against things that have mana dependency, like Yagway, Queen Titania teams. Obviously they have a dependency on red. And for all other instances, you run the Dryad, so you have extra protection. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. I scored the highest team, or the score in the team, so in the guild. So it seems to have done something right. Actually, I believe it was the first day we got over 9,000. It's over 9,000! Which doesn't sound like as much on like the base version of the game, but our guild still hasn't gotten level 50 all Guardians yet. Let's see, what's our path here? Looks like we just go right to that. Yep, normal path. Standard pathing. Factions are super confusing for you. Video factions, for example, how to upgrade a horde when you're limited by treasures, not gold. I kind of went over that in that one video that we covered about a month ago. But it generally goes the same strategy. You, as an earlier player, you wait until you have enough treasure to basically get a 100% chance to get a quality level. And then you only upgrade one single faction, whichever one you do daily, with your treasure at a 100% chance. You then keep doing that until you constantly keep having a 100% chance until you get it all the way to quality 10. You then keep farming that faction for a period of time. This faction would most likely be Warrens or Silver Necropolis, as those are currently the two best factions to camp at level 20. And you just camp those every single day for their free shards and all the other loot that you get from it, and like ingots and stuff like that. And once you finally feel like you have enough treasure, you start moving to the next faction. And ideally, you start rotating them based on whatever the faction event is. And if you feel like you don't have enough to do at each event, you just skip the other events. So for example, if you don't have enough for this event, you just skip over to the next event. And basically just keep going from quality 10 to quality 10. And work up every single faction one at a time to quality 10. Based on the next one that you'll be farming for either a Tuesday event or a Friday weekend event. Or whatever the next relevant faction is that you can get to quality 10. And you just keep doing that over and over again until every single faction is level 10. And then from there, you follow the same process or the same order with level 100 kingdoms. You do whichever one you farm daily, like Silver Necropolis or Warrens, or whichever one you happen to do. You farm that to level 100, and then you start farming them at level 100 based on the kingdom that you do, and so on and so forth. You keep repeating that. And that's basically as far as you ever need to go with them. The only time you would ever go further is if you're like an end game player or super late game, and you have the gold and treasure to waste. But really, you don't need any kingdom beyond, or any faction beyond 100. It is not required. The only thing that theoretically requires is pure faction. However, they will be making pure faction easier in the future, possibly to the point where it does not require actually upgrading those. But we still don't know exactly what they're doing with it yet. But yeah, that's basically how the upgrading system goes for that. That makes sense. We'll go throw that down on purple. Grab a brown right over there. Well, I didn't mean like completely skip the faction event. What I meant by skip the faction event is, I mean, don't upgrade the treasure and wait until the next faction to upgrade the treasure. I didn't mean literally skip the event. I meant skip upgrading the horde for the event. You would still do the event. You just wouldn't upgrade the horde of it. Let's see, we'll go for this one. What do we grab here? We'll take the brown over, get another mountain down. And then we go for the double Ketris. Personally, I haven't barely even been touching factions on my Nintendo Switch account. It's not really something you have to work. Well, like the events you'd still probably want to do. But as far as like going deep into factions, you really do not need to worry about that until at minimum late game. The only point you even do them earlier on in the game and mid game and early game is just for the orbs, for the vault keys, and for the ingots. But you don't really need the chaos shards too much. It's nice to get a few troops, but you don't really need a huge amount of them once you get one of each troop. And I don't know, the content in general is overall geared towards later in the game. Like, it's accessible pretty early, but most of its features that you would actually be able to use don't really come into play until the later parts of mid-game, late game, and end game. Let's see, we'll throw down purples. Grab a Ketris right over there. Mountain everything. And I don't think one Ketris is enough, but I'm still going for it. Oh yeah, it's definitely not. Especially with that 20% bonus they have this week. Getting in the way of our kill. I guess should only need a few more rooms. Hopefully these last 4 will need it without even needing to go into the next one. And then we can do that later. It won't be too big a deal if we have to do like 1 or 2 extra battles. If anyone else knows any other questions, let me know. We should only need like 4 or 5 more battles to get the last 4 points that we need. And I'll be heading off for tonight. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow around either 7:30 or 8. Probably closer to 7:30. And if we do start towards 8, the stream will just end a little bit earlier. I do want to start a little bit earlier just so the stream can go for at least an hour. What are you doing, summoning? A really weird position to be summoned into too, because I can't kill it with the Ketris half damage. To mountain or not to mountain? I think I'd go mountain. Did it give us our mana? Good. That's not enough to kill though, is it? Yes it is, never mind. Nice, okay. And it was poke to poke. Okay, next thing. What do we have? 1.2? No. 1.2? No. Let's take this one since they're both the same. We're already on the screen anyways. No point in switching over to the other one. I think they might have like slightly different loot for their thing, but it's so minuscule that it really doesn't matter. We check what it is. For treasure rooms and stuff, it's normally more relevant because they have a lot wider range. But for similar rarity, like tier 2 rooms, tier 3 rooms, you normally don't have to check if they're the same multiplier, because their loot's almost exactly the same. They really just web us. That should still be enough damage though. XP boost ratios off all his other stats. Also, I can't wait till next patch. We will have automatic boost ratios. So for example, catches the bull, we'll automatically know how much extra damage he's getting. So we click on this right there instead of 2 to 1. It will still say 2 to 1, but underneath that number, it'll say the number that it actually totals to. So let's say, for example, 100. He actually is getting around 100, actually a little bit more than 100. Let's just say 120 or something. It would show the number 120, and then, okay, now we just know 120. Add 30 to it, boom, he does 150 damage. It's actually doing slightly more than that, but it would just tell you exactly what it is, and you wouldn't have to calculate it out, which would save a lot of time with a lot of troops. Probably one of the better things coming in next patch. Quite a few things. The thing I'm probably most hyped about, other than just boost ratio, is the team sharing thing, because that will make doing this YouTube channel even easier too, or at least more intuitive, since any teams I ever go over, starting next patch, I will be able to simply have their code down, and then you guys can just simply copy paste that code, put it into your game, and within seconds have the team set up, assuming you own all the troops. Whereas currently it would take minutes to go and double check what all the troops are, set all the troops, set the banner, set the hero class. Starting next patch, you can do that all within a few clicks on PC mobile. You can technically do it on console too, however, it's going to be pretty hard if you don't have a keyboard attached to your console. It would take forever to type it all in, to the point that you might as well just put the team in. Let's see. We'll go and I'll actually throw it again. I did not kill his first slot. And I'm not sure if PS4 and Xbox One has it, but I know Nintendo Switch does have keyboard support for everything. It might not for game inputs, but it has keyboard support for any text box field within the game. So any place that you would have to type. Anyways, let's go grab all that. Did we get the final reward, or do we still have a battle or two? Probably still have a battle or two. Why is it not loading? Come on, game. Seriously, why did it... Oh, there we go. Hey, we already got our orb. Hey, we actually didn't need that other battle. Though it saved us so much time, that's fine. I'll still do it later. Gonna not do it now though. But we'll get around to it. It's not gonna take that long. That with our other factions will take like 30 minutes or so. Any idea when console will finally get some dev love? Sad that you don't have codes. Oh, there's almost never gonna be codes for console. It has to do with policy on the console side. That will almost never make it a thing. It might in the future, like maybe next gen. Consoles will be a little bit lighter with how they consider cross-platform. but probably not. Though Microsoft has been cross-platforming a lot more often with Nintendo Switch. So maybe if PS4 also starts considering that, or, you know, Sony starts considering that, then, I don't know, maybe we'd see it. But as it currently stands, it's a pretty high chance that we won't really be getting cross-platform. I mean, nor codes for consoles. But you never know, it could eventually happen, though it's not likely. It is extremely unlikely. And if it does happen, it's not happening anytime soon. It could be years. But anyways, guys, I'll catch all of you later. Thanks so much for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll be back tomorrow around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'll be streaming for about an hour, messing around with raids a little bit, and then doing a little pet battle, and, you know, chilling, answering questions, all the usual stuff. And who knows, maybe we'll actually go do our Nintendo Switch Guild Wars too. That was actually kind of fun to throw in there. So we might throw that in there as well, since we actually have some competition on the Nintendo Switch version this time around. So I'll get to see what kind of battles we have through that. It was quite a bit of fun this time around, so we'll see how the other ones go. Anyways, guys, I'll catch all of you later. Thanks for stopping by, and have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone!